What's up, guys? This is Dave from The Disorderly, joined once again by our good friend of the show, Mr. Andrew Volpe. We're going to talk about some movies that we saw recently. Regrettably, so this is a little bit of a different format, where I went to go see a film, and Mr. Volpe went to go see a film, and neither of us have seen the other film. So we're going to talk about whatever we happen to see, because time is a scarce commodity in these parts, and I could only see one semi-blah Marvel film at once. So I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, like the rest of the flocks of freaking cattle in this country. So I went to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was a great time, and Mr. Volpe struck out and saw the film I regrettably kind of wish I had gone to see, but it is what it is. He went to go see the kind of the indie classic in the making, Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah,
so
not gonna lie, I think I was okay with that, my decision.
Yeah, I don't even, not even seeing the other one, I can tell you, you probably made the correct choice. So, I'm
really curious to hear your take on it, though, because, we all know that you fucking have loved everything Marvel's been doing lately.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I try to kind of, take notes. I just literally, I open a draft in my Gmail, and I kind of jot down some notes, and, I think the top line is just basic bitch Marvel. You know what I mean? And that's
what they should change it. The title.
Phase 4, basic bitch. Yeah,
we're getting into
3.
all the lame characters because.
Yeah, and it's not even the characters, man. It's just kind of and I don't know. Listen, it's just, I think it's funny and jarring at the same time to kind of have a monumental giant kind of giant film like Avengers Infinity War with so much, spoilers if you haven't seen the biggest film in the last 5 years or whatever that everyone died in, sorry to ruin that for you. So it's just jarring to see this kind of Spider-Man, all these just major characters just kind of dying, you know what I mean? Of course, not really, whatever, but
right.
You know what I mean? So they all kind of die. And then the next film, however many months, I blocked it from my memory, I think, so I can't remember when it came out, but not too.
It was only 3 months ago, I think.
Yeah, or something, right? So you're it's still it's still semi fresh in your mind, you know what I mean? Kind of leaving the theater of
yeah,
kind of morose, and then you come into this film and it's just Ant-Man, nothing matters, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like they it was if Marvel was ever going to punt, now would be the time. It's okay, we need a filler movie in between all this big shit. What's light and forgettable and fluffy? Oh, Paul Rudd.
Nope, that's no, exactly. That is Paul Rudd succeeds in that task completely. You know what I mean?
I love Paul Rudd, but he's you go to watch him and forget your troubles for 2 hours, and then you totally forget the movies. And usually,
it's and he's not bad, and I'll say this: I loved the first Ant-Man because I thought,
really?
This is such a because it's one of my, I think, Guardians, first Ant-Man. I don't know if Ragnarok kind of gets into that space for me, but I love the kind of the
weirder Marvel movies, the
little more offbeat ones where nothing, you know what I mean, and I'm all for having a kind of a no stakes, kind of time at the movies, but perhaps nothing is less stakes than in this movie. You know what I mean? Because,
Is it the movie knows it? Because, doesn't it take place concurrently with Infinity War? So, you already know that something way more important is going on than this bullshit that you're watching.
Well, I'll get there. You know what I mean? Okay. So, as I air my grievances or whatever, but, let's see. Let me set the stage for you. So
take me through it, Dave.
Yeah, so and perhaps I was not well. So I dislocated my finger right, kind of before seeing the film.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't, I was at jiu-jitsu as I do, actually drilling with Ash, just kind of, rolling around the mat, drilling, doing some technique about like 10 minutes into the class.
Uh-huh.
And I just posted my hand out and just boom,
Ooh.
my ring finger's in a 90-degree angle.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So I just, I grabbed it and just sort of popped it back in, and that was it. So I was kind of like, well, my day's done. You know what I mean? Because, whenever you have kind of like a bone trauma like that, I don't know what most people's reaction is, but mine is like to try not to throw up.
Oh, yeah. Just you telling me that kind of made me gag a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, no. It was the worst thing it wasn't the worst pain I've had in jiu-jitsu or anything kind of related to MMA or jiu-jitsu or anything like that, but it was the most visually striking kind of horrible thing, because I've been cut open and bled, you know what I mean? But like that one, when your finger is going in not the direction that fingers go, you know what I mean? You go like something's wrong, and I don't even remember. I remember looking at it for a moment. Ash saw it, and she was about to like freak out and drive me to the emergency room. And I just went, nope, has to be fixed. And I just pulled it immediately. Just pulled it and put it back in place. Didn't even think about it. Total.
Did you feel anything? Was it like
no? Yeah, you feel it. Oh yeah. No, for sure. But you're kind of in shock, and you just fix it right away. You know what I mean? And I was basically kind of like, it's kind of like that scene in Saving Private Ryan where the guy's arm's blown off and he just kind of casually picks up his arm and he's just like, oh, I gotta get my arm. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this has to be fixed. And just popped it back in place, and everyone was like, even some of the black belt instructors were like, oh man. Like, I told them about it later, just asking them, what should I do with it or whatever. And they were like, oh, who fixed it for you? And I'm like, oh no, I just did it. And they're like, whoa, Jesus Christ, are you serious?
Right?
Yeah.
So it should earn you some cred there or something.
I don't know. Yeah, the last thing I need. And so that was the sort of precursor to going into this. So I was not heavily medicated.
In the best mood.
No, but like I think my body was still a little like, whoa, dude, and I just remember being sleepy, you know what I mean? Kind of tired.
It's like after the adrenaline, you're kind of worn out and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know how much of that I kind of attribute to kind of my overall general feelings about it. I think I did. And so here's another problem. We went to go in California. If you don't live in California, in Orange County, it's a super kind of affluent area. And what they've done is they've made it as hard as possible to go see a movie. So what they've done is they've taken every movie theater and converted them into these kind of like luxury suites that you would see at like a Lakers game or something, where like the seats are, the fully reclining, all that thing. And that's great and all, but what it does is basically not almost halves the amount of seats you have, or like, or reduces them by like 2/3.
Needs leg room and like amenities and shit.
So so you're in a big theater, but there's like 40 people. You know what I mean? So like, I'm basically, I'm below the equator of, there's everyone who's seeing an actual movie where they're raised, and then there's the, what I call not real seats. They're the seats that are like the first couple of rows.
Oh, the ones that,
when you walk in, yeah, exactly.
The aisle divider?
There's the aisle separating you. You walk in, you turn right, usually, I always go left.
Right.
But the main, where the handicap seats are, the main big, like, I don't know, 5 feet wide walkway that you look up and you go, oh, okay. And then you turn to your left towards the screen and there's a couple of rows of seats.
Yeah.
Those are not real movie seats.
No.
Okay,
and,
those suck.
Yeah. Especially the corners when you get the first row farthest right corner seat and never have to watch a movie. It's the most awful experience ever.
Right. Now, that experience is not even what I would describe as the chasm that is first class to coach. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
It's not even a movie at that point.
This is like peasant class.
Yeah, it's you're below deck with Jack and freaking, what's her name? Kate Winslet on the Titanic.
Right.
Getting pushed into a coal furnace. You know what I mean? It's not even a real movie seat. You should not have to pay to see. They should release it and go, listen, homeless people, whoever you got, come on
vagrants,
in for safety.
All the drugs of society.
Come on in, because this isn't a real movie. You're at that point, your eyes are, you're moving your head to see a conversation, like tennis.
Yeah.
It's not a real movie at that point.
The thing is, they know that there's always some asshole out there who will pay $20+
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially if it's like, you're all in or something like that.
Right. So, due to the wonders of MoviePass, that does not allow you to pre-select your seats, rest in peace MoviePass. I've been a shill for quite a while, as you can attest to.
Yeah.
But it's getting worse and worse. It's getting more desperate. It's getting sad. It's on its
are they
last
turning
legs.
a profit anywhere near turning a profit, or are they
No. Yeah. It's getting to the point where it's just getting ridiculous. The surge pricing, you have to provide photographic evidence that you're at the movie. You have to send a photo of your stub. You have to submit. I was like, well, this is such a good deal. What could they make me do for me not to do this? And we're getting there.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting there. You know what I mean?
It's funny because I think like 2 of the last 3 or 4 movies that I saw, there was 2 separate couples who were like kind of like holding up the line because they had bought tickets with MoviePass and it apparently didn't register or something like that.
Right.
So it's the whole 10-minute, like, them finally getting like, well, I guess we might as well just buy tickets. Don't worry, it's happened before. It kind of sucks. I feel like
it's a nightmare.
Well, it seems like they need to reach the level of popularity that they're starting to get in order to survive. But as they do that, the plan, like the business plan, becomes unsustainable. The more people you get in, the shittier of an experience it is. But you need, they're so far in the hole that they need like all of America to join MoviePass at the same time and maybe survive the next half a decade or something.
Yeah, the only model that I could have sustained was like the $40 a month model, which was insane anyway.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, so that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna upgrade to the AMC probably. Whatever plan, whenever that rolls out, and God, I'm so pissed that there's not a Alamo Drafthouse closer. And that you can still enjoy the wonders of alcoholic milkshakes and all that goodness.
Oh man. They don't have anything like that in Orange County?
No, not really.
California?
No, because it's there's one place, but it's goddamn, it's $30 or something. It's just insane. You know what I mean? So like, Alamo Drafthouse really just lives in this kind of place where you can it's gouging expensive, whatever, but it's not bad.
It's worth it though.
You know what I mean?
It is
totally.
like head and shoulders above like every other place.
Right. Yeah. No, so I just, whatever. And, so of course, circling back, so of course Ash and I are, not even sitting together. She managed to get one of the handicap seats.
Oh, wow.
And then, because, we waited. Oh, there's one. You go. No, you go. Try to, share, I was like, listen, I don't care what happens. Like, she's just an innocent woman. You know what I mean? She doesn't deserve this.
If we get a giant trench coat and stand on each other's shoulders, we can pass as one person. And
yeah. No, I'm like, well, I'm just ruining I'm just stealing too. I need to see this because of the life I've chosen of complaining about Marvel movies. So I need to just see what happens. I don't really care. I'm not enjoying it. Yeah. I just need, for my own whatever, I need to see this so that I can speak eloquently about it to a literally the tens of hundreds of thousands of listeners that we have. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just need to see what happens. I really don't care. It's just. Whatever. But she's just an innocent, you know what I mean? So she's a civilian. She's just there to try to have a good time.
Right.
So I'm like, no. I insist. You go. You walk 10 feet backwards so that you can sort of see what's going on in this freaking movie. I'm up there. So I'm fully reclined. My fingers, not great. Right. I'm falling. I think I did fall asleep at one point. Because somewhere in the middle of the film, and just to get right into it, basically the entire plot of the film, which has no plot. It's the weakest of plots I perhaps have seen in years, but basically, basically the entire film revolves around a number of different people trying to steal his Pym's lab. The building, the square building that he kind of shrinks down,
and it's kind of like a duffel bag or something like that.
He does the old. It has a kind of handle. Right. You know what I mean, like the one kid in school that has the backpack with the on wheels. You know what I mean?
Right,
kind of does one of those. You know what I mean? The entire movie is just Ant-Man and the Wasp trying to steal the lab back from someone who's stolen it from them, and then there's a third villain who's trying to steal it as well. So the entire movie, basically, that's kind of plot A. Plot B revolves around kind of rescuing Michelle Pfeiffer from
the quantum realm.
Yeah. So that was a pretty. I was like, all right, that's semi believable, but not really. Like,
what did the quantum realm look like? I honestly,
imagine Doctor Strange's quantum realm, like whatever he was going through, and then blur your eyes, like kind of flutter your eyes,
right,
and maybe smack yourself in the face a few times, and that's basically what the quantum realm in Ant-Man 2 looked like.
Oh, and does like a good section of the movie take place there? Or
no, no. You mean what would have been interesting? No. No. Not nearly enough. We get a few minutes here and there. We don't quite understand how it works. We're not really given any explanations of how it works.
Mm-hmm.
It's frustrating because it seems I've seen more work done by the guy on Because Science and Film Theorist do more explanation of what the hell the freaking quantum realm is than the movie does. You know what I mean? So
does it almost seem like they assume or you're going to Wikipedia it or something like that?
No, because it's just it's imaginary bullshit land. So you don't really know. You know what I mean? There's no hard real science. You've got so it's kind of explained that Michelle Pfeiffer's character was the original kind of Wasp, right? So Pym and his wife are Ant-Man and the Wasp, the originals.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of sacrifices herself to kind of deprogram a missile and sabotage it. Back when Hope is like a small child, she's like 8 to 10, something like that.
Uh-huh.
And so she goes like subatomic, I guess. I don't know, I'm throwing out buzzwords like I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but she goes super tiny.
Yeah.
To basically get up inside this missile that for whatever reason, I don't know, whatever. So that but basically she goes so tiny that she can't come back. She knew that this was.
She had to sacrifice herself to do something, right?
Right, and so it's the classic I was supposed to do it, but my belt buckle wasn't working, so my wife killed herself, basically. You know what I mean?
Right.
That old chestnut, So.
That quantum realm.
Yeah. The entire movie, a lot of it is based on trying to track down Michelle Pfeiffer because they assume she's long dead, but then when Scott comes back and proves that you could come back like he did in the first film, Hope and Pym kind of go, oh, well, maybe she's alive. No real justification on how she would survive all that time in there.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how does that work in the quantum... Is it just you don't need to worry about eating or whatever.
So when we eventually rendezvous, and listen, so because Scott has become tiny, he has formed some sort of symbiotic relationship or something with her where she can enter his mind and give him messages and put dreams in his head.
Weird.
That proves she's alive and at one point possesses his body completely to the point where she fixes their math and retypes in an algorithm to triangulate her coordinates inside the quantum realm so that they can find her. And you're just like, well, how does this work? You know what I mean? Are you a demon? You know what I mean? What's going on?
Basically, she's capable of doing whatever the plot calls for and seems kind of mysterious.
Exactly. Whatever they need to kind of invent and for her to be able to, well, maybe she just met. It's just, the classic kind of maybe she just magics it to happen. You know what I mean? So it's just
it's the don't think too hard because comics.
Right. No. Yeah. It's so it's kind of like all right. And at that point, I'm just kind of like, ugh, whatever. Let's just get to this. So So they kind of find Michelle Pfeiffer, whatever. They get her back and everything. And she has aged inside the quantum realm, but she has I assume no need to eat because she's like ingesting and kind of incorporating like the energy of the quantum realm. It's a whole.
Well, if you want to look like Michelle Pfeiffer at her age, then eating is not an option even in real life. So.
So everyone's like, "Oh, they de-aged Michelle Pfeiffer." I can't believe it.
Oh, I just assumed that was her.
No. So there's scenes where she is talking to Hope as a child, right? So she's like, I don't know, what is it, the 80s? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. 80s maybe? They've been working that in almost every Marvel movie now where they have some flashback. Like they had young Kurt Russell in Guardians and young Robert Downey Jr.
And but I was like, you know what? I mean, I was like, I can't tell which one is Michelle Pfeiffer now. You know what I mean? Because we just saw her in Mother, like last year or something. And I was like, she doesn't look bad. Yeah, she doesn't look bad. So I'm like, wait a second, is that... Because they just put a goofy 80s wig on, and I was like, oh, maybe... I was like, did they really... Like, how much work do you have to do to de-age Michelle Pfeiffer? Like,
I feel like she would be, like, one of the easier ones, at least. Yeah. Like,
she I don't know how many millions they spent. It's not like Homegirl from Blade Runner. You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking. I always keep on, like...
Quite a bit of work.
Whenever I see that...
Sean Young.
What, sorry?
Sean Young, right?
Yeah, Sean Young, like, and that was like them having to reconstruct it from the movie footage because she don't look like
we're
that.
We're gonna need more wax. You know what I mean?
And I think she still got a credit for that too. But yeah, we're entering that weird age where, like, you can just scan an actor's face in a computer, and maybe they won't even have to actually ever show up on set and shit. But
which I'm sure they're thrilled about.
Yeah. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. would still get paid like $200 million, and now he doesn't even have to leave his house and shit.
What do you mean? Yeah, no, maybe his likeness gets paid or something. But I think what they'll do is I think what they'll start doing is start just ripping off images. They'll start stealing likenesses and just kind of rocking like that. I think you know what I mean? Because people are dumb. They're just kind of like, I'll accept that.
There was a movie a couple years ago, or. The Congress, I think it had
Robin Wright or
it was about almost exactly that, and it's not a fantastic movie, but that whole concept is very intriguing. A weird time we're living in.
Yeah. I thought you were going to drop your buzzword, and I was going to tell everyone to take a shot. You know what I'm talking
about? No, what buzzword?
What is it? What do you love saying this? The chasm of the what is it?
Uncanny Valley.
There you go.
Yeah.
Take a shot.
I mean,
that was kind of
a real thing.
Led you into that one. But, I couldn't believe you didn't drop it.
Yeah. Well, I will hand it to the Marvel movies. They are good. They've reached a point where if you use it sparingly and if you use it sparingly, like, you can probably get away with it. Because I feel less and less creeped out when I see it. But I definitely couldn't watch like 5 minutes of that. It's always like these little glimpses or something like that. And it's also, I feel like every time I'm watching one of those effects, like the Blade Runner effect or any of the Marvel movie effects, like, it's like every second that ticks by, you're just like, how many thousands and millions of dollars is it, just this shot?
No, it's, I always, it always makes me laugh, when you go back to see, like, the pre-res, because the Jurassic Park pre-res is floating around these days, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I don't know, have you seen it recently, the raptor scene in the kitchen?
Oh, no. Or is this for Jurassic World or for...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's related or if it's probably been out on YouTube for 10 years or whatever, but for whatever reason, it was floating around around the release of that, absolutely garbage film.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just to kind of circle back, it's just, let's see, what did I write here? Rob Bass, it doesn't take two. You know what I mean? So the trailer is the best Just watch the trailer. That's it. That's literally all you need.
Is it basically every funny part, every entertaining part of the movie is there in the trailer?
So I'm literally scratching my head trying to think of, there's one funny scene that was not in the trailer. Yeah. And that I'm not including, so they did the whole Michael Pena goes on a crazy rant story.
Oh yeah,
because they did. So they do another one, but they did a much shorter version of that to kind of harken back, and that wasn't in the trailer because whatever. I don't know how you get that in there. You know what I mean? It's kind of a weird thing.
Wouldn't fit, and everyone's seen it before, so
yeah. So there's they went real hard this time on his oh man, I can't control my suit's. My suit's not. It's like a new prototype suit, which doesn't make sense. So the new suit that he's wearing is inferior to the first suit that he had and that he wore again, in Civil War.
Yeah, did he lose the suit because he was in prison or whatever? Or?
No, it's a whole convoluted, stupid thing where he hid it somewhere and his girl... So he hides the suit. He tells them at first that he destroyed it. But then he reveals that no, he hid it in this trophy that his daughter gave him. So he's got to go. His daughter has show and tell, so he has to go on this sneaky mission to go retrieve the shrunk down suit from the trophy, and that kind of leads into the funny moment where he basically, I think he plans to just kind of Ant-Man himself up in there and grab the suit and everything like that. But the suit's malfunctioning, you see. So it's blowing him up. It's making him too big. It's making him too small. So he's running around and he gets trapped in a broom closet the size of a small child. So he finds a big hoodie in the Lost and Found, and he's running around a school 3.5 feet tall. Which had some chuckles. You know what I mean? So
sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, so there's one kind of fun scene where he's running around as a little kid. It's got a good soundtrack. I don't know what the song it's just kind of the composer music, but
okay.
So it's just it's fascinating because you could have just made this movie The Wasp.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Is she more of the main character in this one, or
well, not really. So they don't really develop her beyond. I was a little girl. My mom died.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is going on? Anything? Nope. I was a little girl. My mom died. That's her entire arc. And then now I have my mom again. Yeah. I'm now. There's no real development. There's no real.
She seems like she was the kind of the most one-dimensional character in the first one too. I like Evangeline Lilly, but
no, me too. But
she was kind of doing the standard what's in every action movie these days is tough as nails chick, but she's got a chip on her shoulder or something, which is cool, but right. I feel
so she's superior to Paul Rudd's character in every way. The only reason that they didn't, I guess, just kill him in the first movie is that they needed him for a task, right? They needed his skill set, which is thievery, to help them steal something. Okay? So in this film, he has no skill set that is part of whatever they need. He's an idiot. He's just a guy. He's a smart hacker or whatever, but he's not this guy is shrinking people down into little tiny little creatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's way over his head. They basically go, hey, listen, we need you now because you're semi-familiar with our situation and how the suit works.
That's it?
But that's it. Yeah, hey, you're available, and we're fugitives from the law now. So we just, it was kind of the weakest tie-in.
Yeah.
And they, and so everything that he can do, she can do better. She literally has wings. She can fly. She kicks ass. There's no need for him whatsoever, really. You know what I mean?
Is it kind of like that, weeknight sitcom dynamic where you have the schlubby, funny guy who sucks at everything and his, a way too perfect female companion who's excels in every other way? Or, do they play up, is he basically the comic relief or whatever? Is he, is every scene their dynamic, he sucks at stuff and she's great at stuff and, aren't they, a weird, partners or something.
Right. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. I mean, because, and I think it's a good, he's not a former Navy SEAL that has a suit that can do stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? Like every other freaking character, so it's fun, seeing him crumple up in pain like a normal person. He's just like, I mean, he's like a dad, you know what I mean? So he's a dad that,
I mean, it's Paul Rudd. If Paul Rudd had a super suit, that's the thing you go for.
Exactly. Yeah. Paul Rudd plays Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he is dad, Paul Rudd, running around. At times he can shrink himself. At times he can't. His suit won't work. So, it's just, it just doesn't really, I don't know.
The thing I'm curious with these, especially Ant-Man, like they've already kind of, and I kind of wondered about this with like the comic in general, even growing up, is like, there's only so many gags you can do with like, he's really big, he's really small, he's really, really small now. Oh, now he's the size of a kid. Like, you're kind of going to run, the gag is going to be worn down. Like if they do a third one, I'll be really curious what the hell they'll do with it, because it sounds like they've kind of used a lot of their options, and if he's going to be in the next Avengers movie, I assume, and all the other big...
Right, so that kind of brings us to literally the 2 minutes of the film that you need to see.
Right.
Everything else, literally, the film ends, they roll credits, and I go, what? Okay. Is that it? Nothing happened.
Can I... Are we trying not to spoil it, or are we...
I've been yelling out spoilers for 30 minutes, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, so I was curious...
Screw the innocent is my whole,
Well, especially, I don't know, this particular Marvel movie seems like it's...
Yeah, if you want to come after me with torches for spoiling Ant-Man and the Wasp, come at me.
You've got too much time on your hands.
Well, I mean, just Jesus Christ. I mean, literally nothing happens.
Well, okay, so my, initial guess, even before seeing the trailer, is like, okay, so it's going to be some random Ant-Man story, and then they'll finish the mission, and the last minute of the movie, one of them will dissolve into, dust, like the end of Civil. Is that close, or?
So literally. It might be 90 seconds of a entire thing that I wanted to see and needed to know. Who died? That's all I care about. Did someone die? What happened?
Yeah.
So credits roll. There's prior to the, literally end of the movie, Michelle Pfeiffer, everyone hug,
Right.
They get her back, it's a convoluted nothing. They get Michelle Pfeiffer back. Michelle Pfeiffer has to save the semi-villain of Ghost by basically giving her some energy that she had absorbed into her body over 30 years. Yeah, it's a whole nonsense. But basically, so it just establishes that there is energy in the quantum zone that needs to be harnessed and then brought out of the quantum zone so that it can help in some capacity MacGuffin, yeah. You know what I mean? So basically, at the very, very end, the first end credit scene, there's 2 end credit scenes, by the way.
Okay.
Only stayed for one because homie don't play that. You know what I mean? I was like,
you can look up the others later.
Yeah, no, I don't give a shit. So, homie don't play that. Yeah, so I bailed. So the credits roll and you're like, what? Is that it? And then they're on a rooftop. What's going on here? They go, hey, this makes no sense, but I'm a genius, my wife's a genius, and my daughter's a whole lot smarter than you, so we're going to send your dumbass into the quantum zone to go retrieve this shit that we need to bring out for some insane reason. Yeah. So Michelle Pfeiffer goes, hey, careful of those time pockets or some such nonsense.
Right.
Some, foreshadowing to some...
for being stuck in, Smallville for 30 years.
Exactly, right. So they put that little kernel there, So they go, okay. So they basically converted this giant tunnel thing that shrinks you down into the back of like a van. So he gets shrunk down. He's in the quantum zone. He's talking to them over the microphone, a radio, which is preposterous. How does it work?
Yeah. Radio signal. Yeah. Okay.
So it's just I don't even. Yeah. So it's just he's like, "Hey guys, I made it!" And he's like saying horrible dad jokes or some such nonsense.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys, Guys, are you there? Uh, uh, hey guys? You can pull me out now. Hey guys? I mean, it's like you've seen in every horror movie ever.
Right.
Oh, where are they? Oh no, they're dead. Yeah, they just turn to dust. So
does it even give you the satisfaction of a shot of them turned to dust?
No, that you just see piles of dust, kind of dusting away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So Pym, Hope, and Michelle Pfeiffer all dusted up.
Michelle Pfeiffer, all that effort to get her out, and
I know she made it. She didn't even have enough time to go to Denny's or something. You know what I mean? So she's just. Quantum realm and then to dust. You know what I mean? That's like getting hit by a bus after you get out for 30 years in San Quentin or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she, So we leave Paul Rudd basically floating in a vast space of nothingness, basically in the quantum realm. Time pocket? Is he in a time pocket? Who knows? Did the fact that he's in the quantum realm spare him from Thanos's? Snap of the finger. So there's been a lot of theorizing. You know what I mean? But that's basically where we leave Homeboy. Wow, he's just trapped in there.
Surprisingly weak.
Yeah, so that's kind of where they left it. And I think a lot of further spoilers. You know what I mean? This is just it's the age we're in, people. They basically, because a lot of people have assumed that there's going to be a good time jump from Avengers Infinity War, Avengers 4.
It's going to be like 6 months or something like that?
No, I think it's like 10 years, dude.
What? How the hell does that work?
Well, thanks to IMDb, we can see that they've recast Paul Rudd's daughter, and she's like 18 years old. So in the movie, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, she's like an 8-year-old, 10 years old, something like that. And she's like college age. She's like high school, college age, the actors. You know what I mean? So,
wow.
It might be as much as 10 years. I don't know. It's probably no less than 5.
Whew, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. So, and then there's been a whole lot of set release video, photos of Robert Downey Jr. running around. He's wearing the same clothes. Captain America's wearing the same uniform that he was wearing in the first Avengers. But Tony is much more gray.
Yeah, I think I heard something about time travel maybe being involved, because there were set photos of Robert Downey Jr. next to another Robert Downey Jr. So,
right, exactly, right.
That's probably the way they're going to solve it. Okay, so I bet you it'll be like a Days of Future Past kind of thing, if it ends up going that way, where society's super fucked up, and it's kind of almost like a little bit Mad Maxy post-apocalyptic, and then blah, 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 end of the movie, they find a way to travel back in time and make it so none of that ever happened, and, they can resurrect all the superheroes. I still feel like, Captain America and Iron Man are for sure going to die, right? Like, that's a pretty good given at this point.
God can only hope. Please move on to something else. But, they just,
put Dave out of his misery. Come on, Marvel.
Just surprise me, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah, I guess paint by numbers, I don't know, whatever works. I mean, I'm so, just don't care anymore. I'm just like...
You say that with everyone, though. And this is like your punishment, because there's going to be one of these every 3 months, and you're going to have to review it. Like, I'm not going to lie, I kind of like... I look forward to your like just hatred of all of these.
Well, no, it's not even hate. It's just disappointment. It's just literally these people are making $1 billion. They just crank something out for you and your 3.5 kids. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Hey man,
McDonald's
mediocrity.
No, exactly. A billion burgers sold.
It's all about quantity.
Common denominator. It just bums me out. Whatever.
Yeah,
that's fine. I mean, it's the lowest common denominator. It's it's just kind of brutal and lame. And then we don't like Zack Snyder's vision of superheroes apparently. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
what can you do?
Are you looking forward to Captain Marvel? I assume that was probably the other, if there was another credit thing.
Oh, no, I didn't stay for it, but I heard it was just an ant playing the drums.
Oh, what?
Have you seen the? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it on TV or whatever.
Probably.
It's just a giant ant playing friggin' drums like Honey I Shrunk the Kid style.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's it. That was just like a few seconds of him just playing the drums, apparently.
Dude, so. You could have stayed and witnessed that.
I know. Well, I might have to go back and stay.
Right.
All right, enough of this nonsense. Tell me about...
Oh, sorry to bother you.
Yeah. Let's get rocket. I promised we wouldn't do this, where I would rant and complain for 40 minutes about Ant-Man and the Wasp and then leave like 5 minutes for this other quality film.
Honestly, if I kind of suspect that's the way it's going to be, but like it's I don't have...
You have 3 minutes, go.
Well, that's the thing, is like I don't have a ton to say about it, even though it's a great movie. It's very imaginative, and there's I don't know, it has this passion that you can tell it's the guy's first movie, that like every single scene has some sort of little detail in the background or in the set, and it kind of is done with, this love and care that you only get in an indie movie that's somebody's passion project. And it's really imaginative, it's well acted. I should probably rewind a little bit. Basically,
like, what is the film about?
Yeah, so basically, Sorry to Bother You is what's his name? Sorry, I got the cast somewhere. Lakeith Stanfield is basically a guy in Oakland that just wants a job. He's living in his uncle's garage at the start of the movie, and he's got this really cool artist girlfriend played by Tessa Thompson, who's... Between this and Thor, man, like I don't think I had been aware of her before those, but like she's like instantly my favorite crush lately. She's just super hot in this. And yeah, so basically Lakeith gets a job as a telemarketer, and at first he sucks at it. He hates it. It's basically scamming people, trying to sell bullshit products, and it's a kind of soulless job, but he figures out one day it shows in the trailer, he starts talking to Danny Glover, who's basically like, hey, young blood, you gotta use your white voice if you want to sell anything here. And it's funny because that's like a big part of the movie is like there's good chunks of the movie where it's just Lakeith like delivering dialogue, but I think it's David Cross doing like it. When he talks, David Cross's voice comes out, and then he's got a boss who's another black dude, but he's voiced by Patton Oswalt. So it's great because they get the two like whitest sounding guys ever to do their voices. And yeah, because he's got this David Cross voice, he's like suddenly able to, swindle people into like buying more of their bullshit. And the scenes where he's talking to the people, all the customers, it does this thing where it like magically transports him into the living room, like his whole desk and everything suddenly shows up in the bedroom when this chick answers the phone in the middle of having sex and stuff. And so yeah, it's pretty fun. It kind of do you want to do spoilers or not?
I don't know, so this one's a little bit, I don't feel any sort of remorse about talking about spoilers for a movie that was #1 at the box office, whereas this one is a little bit more niche, and I feel like maybe don't get too hard into it because, I want to sell it to people, go see this.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna. Yeah, actually, I'm probably not gonna go too much into detail, just because I think it's part of the fun is like all the unexpected stuff that happens in it.
So because like just from watching the trailer, and that's kind of all I have, and hearing some interviews and things like that, like a lot, like it seems like a lot of it is kind of the Armie Hammer character is kind of like a American Psycho type, like
kind of
sociopath or something, or is he just
he's like American Psycho type, but he's a little bit more just more the what's his name. Like your crazy eccentric thinks he's Jesus kind of a billionaire, like Elon Musk a little bit if he had less talent and more ego, if that makes more sense.
Closer to like a Branson almost.
Yeah, that's exactly Branson, because he seems like he's like there's all these shots of him like riding horses and having crazy parties, So he seems like he has a eccentric lifestyle, but he does the douchey, like, whenever he does interviews with people, he does the prayer hands, and he's got like the little, like, kind of faux spiritual thing going on a little bit, I think.
Right. He's kind of like, what's his name on Silicon Valley?
Exactly.
The Hooli guy.
Yeah, like, and then there's a good dose of white privilege in there too. But he's great, man. He's like my favorite. Like, he is forever just going to be like the smarmy, like, rich asshole in every movie, but he plays it so well. Like, I don't know. I'm always like, he kind of steals the show every time he's in a movie lately, it feels like. But yeah, so yeah, the movie is great. It has I'd say the best part of it is just the imagination put into some scenes. Like, there's just these random scenes, like when Lakeith starts to start making more money, when he starts taking this soul-sucking job, his apartment starts to literally transform into a really nice apartment. Like, his shitty lamp like splits in half and it turns into like a really nice, like, fancy Venetian lamp, and his suddenly he's out of this garage and into this nice, like, scenic view apartment and everything. And they'll have like little gags where, he's trying to get up the elevator to the executive suite, and it's got like 30 digits. So every time somebody types it in, it's like a solid, 45 seconds of someone just typing. So yeah, I would say the last 20 minutes, like, I don't want to get into what happens in the last 20 minutes, because it actually does have a weird direction, even for a movie like that. And it's weird because basically, like, 20 minutes before the movie ends, I thought it was going to end, and then that's the one part where it started dragging, where it kind of takes this weird left turn, and it's entertaining at first, and then it kind of just, I was left wondering, okay, like, when are we gonna wrap this up, basically? But aside from that, like, I think it's a really original voice. I would still say, I don't want to say it's like my favorite movie of the year or anything, but it's definitely one that stands out more than the others, just because it's so unique. And there's a lot of good people in it. What's the director's name? Boots Riley.
Yeah,
he's apparently a musician who, like, used to be in film school and did a lot of social activism, and this was basically his life. Like, he had this thing that was his passion, and he ended up getting a job at a shitty call center, and he found out he was really good at it. So it's really cool when you can turn your real life experience into something unique like that. So
I hope one day to make a film about me dislocating my finger, and
that will be. I mean, you can just dislocate your finger on camera and put that shit on YouTube. Come on, that's at least like a couple thousand views.
I'm so bummed that I didn't get a picture of it, but at the same time, I was just trying not to throw up.
Yeah, if you thought about it too hard, you probably wouldn't have been able to just, like, take care of it right away. That's all adrenaline.
No. Any final thoughts? I mean, I still want to go see this in the theaters if I can. I assume it's kind of going to end up on either Hulu, Netflix, or Amazon, like, within the next 6 months.
Yep, that's probably a good guess. If I had to guess, maybe Amazon. I feel like they like all the artsy indie movies.
A little more A24 style,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I honestly feel bad because I look at a film like that and I go, no, Ant-Man, you take my money because I have to know who dies in your stupid film. And then Boots, sorry, homie. Yeah. I know your movie's going to be on Amazon in 6 months, so I'll just wait it out.
Yep.
Because yours is just, I'll watch it a Friday night. It means nothing, you know what I mean?
Well,
there's no headlines. There's no, you won't believe the twist of this.
Right.
So I feel bad, you know what I mean?
But, I mean, it's tough, though. Like, I got the same thing. I think only very recently, I think I came to terms with the idea. Like, I think I told myself, like, if it's a Marvel movie, I probably can wait till it comes out on Redbox, unless it's something like Infinity War. Maybe I'll go see Captain Marvel because that seems to be like it's a big deal. But I'm not I'm at a point where I'm not feeling super pressed unless it's like some big crossover event. Just because, yeah, you know, you get fatigue. It's you know, after Loki dies 3 times, you kind of stop giving a shit. It doesn't have...
No, that's the cross I bear. You know what I mean? So that I can write shitty puns in front of the you know, top story section and videos and things like that. You know what I mean? It's just it's a responsibility that I carry. You know what I mean?
It's tough, man. You do this work that nobody understands and appreciates, but you're the unsung hero.
Other dudes out there,
yeah. Who will think of the internet bloggers?
I know. God damn. You know, and I just to wrap up here quickly, just wanted to see if you knew 2 of these stories, just because I see, you know, all the headlines. Do you know which basketball player just signed with the Lakers?
Michael Jordan.
No. Okay, moving on. Do you know which big pop star just got engaged?
Is it what's her name? The chick that's dating the guy from SNL?
No. You're 2 weeks behind.
Damn.
No, I just wanted to. You're my barometer. You and Ash are my barometers for this, and I just wanted to check in. I'm glad you are clueless. You remain clueless of both of those 2 sectors.
Okay, so this is you know me. You've known me for years. You know I give no fucks about any sports.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, no. So I was wondering if it had perforated your kind of spectrum.
Okay, so and then who was the celebrity couple? That...
it doesn't even matter. Don't even worry
doesn't
about
even
it.
Matter?
No, literally doesn't matter.
Oh god.
Just totally curious. Also, did you see Yorgi's new trailer today? Just dropped.
Yorgi, who's Yorgi?
Yeah, your boy.
The new the new Dogtooth guy. No, I saw it mentioned on a blog, and I was gonna go check it out later, but I haven't seen it yet. So that's a movie, right? Because I know he was supposed to produce a show for Amazon sometime soon.
Nope. Yeah. So this is, I think, Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz.
Oh, cool.
Period piece. Seems pretty wild. Looks like the female version of crazy Henry VIII type something or other.
Like,
so
is one of them going nuts? And...
I think I literally just watched the trailer.
His trailers don't really ever tell you what the hell the movie's about.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of curious because you know, and it'll be up on the site tomorrow.
Okay.
So you know, all you got to do is
I'll go to the Disorderly and
just go to the Disorder, buddy. Click the spotlight, and it'll be the one of the first trailers you see.
Ooh. But yeah, I love that guy. Anything he does, I'm automatically on board for. Even if like some are better than others, I'm always just glad that you got such a weird filmmaker out there.
He's just out there. People keep giving him money, man. God bless him. Right. But the dialogue does not seem standard him.
Oh, so it's not stilted and like pod person sounding?
No, it seems like a real movie this time.
What?
Yeah. Which I don't know. Yeah, he may have caved like, hey, listen, we have some notes.
Yeah. Part of me always like wondered like if it was like I mean, even though I know it's not the case, but like I like to think that like it's just because of the language barrier, like, you know, he'd be like, oh no, you know, in Greece we all talk like this, you know, just monotone and I don't know, but yeah, everything he's done. I still think Dogtooth is one of the best movies ever. So, and I feel like everything he's done since then is like some variation on that sort of craziness.
I'm just bummed that Colin Farrell isn't in this, driving him further into depression.
Yeah, he's I just assume that every role that Colin Farrell takes is some sort of like window into himself, because he always seems to be some sort of like sad sack alcoholic asshole. Like he's kind of like he's blossoming into a young Russell Crowe. I feel like kind of a Marlon Brando, kind of one of those like he just kind of gets fat. Yeah, like he's slowly going to get fatter. Yeah. He's going to get a bigger beard.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's total Russell Crowe, maybe a little bit of I don't know, Orson Welles. Except without
no, totally. Yeah, no, kind of like what do you mean I can't bang 20-year-olds anymore? You know what I mean? Yeah. Just kind of Last Tango in Paris type shit going on. You know what I mean? Oof.
Yeah.
Speaking of Russell Crowe, did you see the story this week about him being insulted? That Rob Liefeld wanted him to read for. What's his name? What's his name? The guy in Deadpool.
Oh, he was trying to read for Cable?
Yes.
What?
Cable.
Wait,
Rob Liefeld wanted Russell to come on in and read, and Russell Crowe's people were like, Russell doesn't read. He doesn't audition,
he does not know how to read.
Yeah, he can't read.
Dude,
he was insulted. He was they were like, yeah, he was insulted. Rob Liefeld was told that he was insulted.
Like, did Rob Liefeld, like, was he actually considering Russell Crowe, or was it like Russell
I don't think
Crowe
Rob Liefeld has anything to do with anything about that movie.
True.
And he may have said, hey, you know who I think would be great? I don't know the context other than kind of the few paragraphs or whatever that I kind of read about it, but, wouldn't it be great if Russell Crowe did this?
No, it wouldn't. Dude, he would need, like, 3 girls just to, like... No, that would be so sad. No.
Yeah, Russell Crowe, he's really growing out his old man crazy Letterman beard. Have you seen that recently?
Oh, no. I believe it or not, I don't keep up with Russell Crowe that much.
Oh, I do. You know what I mean? I got to pull those tweets, dog. Yeah, I got to see what Russell Crowe's up to every day.
Yeah. Has he punched out a reporter lately? Come on.
No, he's not fighting around the world as much anymore. He is traveling a lot though. He was in Rome. I think he's down in Australia. And my favorite Russell Crowe recently. Between bearded, crazy Russell Crowe, I really enjoyed Divorce Auction Russell Crowe, where he was basically recapping everything that he was selling to spite his wife or ex-wife or whatever. He's like, would you like JFK's golf clubs? Would you like this Tyrannosaurus Rex skull? Would you like this estate in Milan?
It's just insane. Where he was like going on talk shows to promote it or something like that?
I'm sure, probably, yeah, because it was like a legit giant auction, you know what I mean? And he was, just selling all this insane stuff. I mean, imagine someone just a hair less crazy than Nicolas Cage. What has that guy got? You know what I mean? How much money has he made, and all the crazy shit that he's bought over his I don't know. Russell Crowe's been out there slanging for how many years? You know what I mean? From L.A. Confidential to Gladiator to you know what I mean? To think about these. Think about, like, I think we forget how big a star Russell Crowe was.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
You know what I mean? Remember Oscar, Beautiful Mind, all that shit? I mean, he kind of disappeared to become kind of a crazy old hermit or whatever, but I mean. And kind of buy an AFL rugby league team or whatever the hell he's doing.
Like, I think Russell Crowe's okay in some things, but I've always kind of felt like for a guy that plays the same role over and over, like, I feel like he does like 1 or 2 movies a year to like, keep paying the bills and keep the, lunch menu stocked or whatever. But like, this
is the worst take I've ever heard you try to make.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm totally rambling, but
no. But like, hold on a second. Just talk it out, because I'm gonna while you continue, I'm gonna pull up his IMDb and just go.
He's been in shit. Like, it's not like he's totally disappeared. Like, he's doing better than, like, I don't know, Mickey Rourke or someone.
He's just getting by.
He's just getting by. That motherfucker was in Oscar. Like, okay, over the last 2 decades, how many Oscar-winning movies has he been nominated for? Like, I think way more than somebody like with his talent deserves. Sorry, Russell Crowe. Like, I think he's a good actor, but like, he's got a type that he always plays. He's always like the gruff, like, it's Russell Crowe. Like, think of any Russell Crowe movie and it's the same character over and over again. I guess Beautiful Mind.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Beautiful Mind, okay, was kind of different, but I just feel like it's like, okay, take I don't know. Like, he's always the okay.
He's always like a guy. He was always like a guy with hair.
Yeah, and a shirt.
Always like a guy.
I don't know. Maybe I just generally don't like Russell Crowe, but
no, that's fine. That's fine. But your take that he's no Paul Rudd. I mean, he's not even Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is Bruce Willis. Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd. Russell Crowe, he's all over the place. I don't know. Gladiator, Mystery Alaska, Cinderella Man, 3:10 to Yuma, American Gangster.
Okay.
Robin Hood, Man with the Iron Fist. He was doing crazy. He was in Les Miserables.
Okay. He was the
Noah.
best part of Les Miserables. Oh my god.
But even like the Nice Guys,
Okay.
you know what I mean? That's not a bad role.
Okay, yeah, Nice Guys.
You know?
I'll hand it to.
Yeah,
them.
you know, but like he's all over the place, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
okay,
I don't.
okay.
You know, I'm
right.
no.
You know, as you were reading that,
I'm not
list
carrying
off,
water for the man or anything, but L.A. Confidential.
L.A. Confidential is a classic. I'll give you that. And actually, as you were reading that list off, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I don't see as many Russell Crowe movies because I don't like Russell Crowe. But,
oh, that's fine. I mean, you know, but I mean, to say that he's one note, I mean, come on. I guess say my that. Thing is Master and Commander. I mean,
yeah. Okay, so when he first came on the scene and was winning it for like Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, and what was the other one, Cinderella Man. Like I always associate him with those movies that get nominated for Oscars that I hear about but don't care about. You know, like when he's in a project, it actually makes me less interested in the project usually, unless it's like the Nice Guys.
Is he the reason you didn't see The Mummy with Tom Cruise?
Oh my god, yes, I'd be all into that shit. If not, I mean, hey, he's
going into his Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, dude. I'm looking forward to him being in the rest of those Dark Universe movies.
Oh man, I can't wait. When is Queen of Frankenstein or?
I think it's coming next. Never.
Yeah. Oof, man, they bit in hard for that one. Tom Cruise apparently just was a freaking nightmare.
Well, that was also a horrible. You don't start a franchise with a mummy. Or just Tom Cruise. It just seemed like it was a whole bunch of bad ideas all thrown together. So
yeah, I'm kind of bummed we didn't get Invisible Man because it's been a long time since Hollow Man and Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
and Elizabeth Shue.
And you could probably do a lot of stuff. Yeah, like that is actually a genuine loss because there's probably a lot of creative directions that you could go with all of those movies. But this whole trying to copy Marvel. That's really the thing. It just felt like so blatantly like a Marvel-y ripoff, and that's not even what the Universal movies are all about. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be totally into it if it was just like an updated version of Monster Squad. You ever see that 80s movies where...
No, you know, so I know it's like a legendary cult film now that everyone... Right. I think I just saw a trailer for like a documentary celebrating how bad it is.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I mean... It's the right level of cheese, but yeah, I guess it is kind of becoming a like new nostalgia classic or whatever.
Yeah, but it's the new Troll 2.
Yeah, you have to love it ironically. But there's some cool. It's in a weird way it works because like you know all those movies are. Like, it felt like, and I haven't seen this Mummy movie, but it felt like from the trailer.
No one's seen it.
But yeah.
I only made it half an hour into it.
But did it not seem like it was embarrassed to be a Mummy movie? Like, if I was looking at that, like, and I would say that for, like, every Mummy I've never seen, like, everyone talks about or not everyone, but the Brandon Fraser one was a pile of crap, too. I don't get why everyone was, like, looking back that fondly on that series. So, like, I've never been super jazzed by a Mummy Tale, and I hear, like, the old school Universal, like, the first one in the 30s or 40s or whatever was the classic, but, like, all of these, like, trying to inject it with, like, action and, like, a sexy blonde chick and all this other stuff. Like, nothing about the Mummy screams, like, ooh, exciting action scenes and intrigue and everything like that. It's more of, like, a slow burn sort of stuff.
I have no idea. I don't know. My lasting image of the whole Mummy franchise is probably the horrible CGI of The Rock as the Scorpion King.
Yes. Oh man.
And it looks like someone drew it. You know what I mean? Like it looks like
it's like Star Wars TV show.
Yeah, like it looks closer to Goro from Mortal Kombat than it does like a CGI. It almost looks like a puppet of Goro or something.
Yeah, I remember his teeth in particular. Like it looked like little chiclets or something, you know.
God. Yeah, no, and it's bad because we know what The Rock looks like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm working on a hypothesis. Speaking of The Rock, you know, I was going through his IMDb the other day.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how many, I can't remember what I came up with, but I have a theory that The Rock can't make a hit movie with more than one word in the title.
That's actually a good point. I mean, do you count Fast and Furious? Like
Fast 9, I count as one name.
Yeah. I is that what they're calling it now? Just Fast 9?
I thought so.
They're running out of parts of the title of Fast and Furious to rename these movies. They're just going to call it like and 10 or something like that because
he's got a lot of movie titles that are two names.
Okay.
But his real hits, I think, are all one name or one word.
Okay, so it's
let's see, Skyscraper.
What's the
Rampage?
What was Earthquake? Jumanji.
Well,
wasn't Jumanji technically like Jumanji 2 Journey to blah blah blah?
No. Welcome to the Jungle or something.
Yeah.
Your colon doesn't get your colon out of here.
And
Ballers.
He was in was it
Baywatch.
Journey to the Center of the Earth 2? Something like that.
Yeah, but that wasn't a hit, see?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm saying his hits.
Okay.
So Hercules, I don't know, semi-hit. Pain and Gain, that was a 2-worder. Fast 5.
Yeah.
Faster.
But it's also got to be like, it seems like they're often with like 2 syllables or something like that. Or
it's got to be short.
Yeah.
It's got to be short, baby. Ballers.
The Rock.
Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. San Andreas.
Okay. Yeah.
So it can't be more than 5 syllables. There's got to be a law to be made here. You know what I mean? San Andreas.
Well, it makes sense when your
main
character, your main actor is The Rock. I mean, that's to the point.
The Rock.
We don't have time for last names or real names. Just The Rock.
A central idea.
Yeah.
I can't, The Rock tweets out all these pictures of him at, a board meeting with Team Rock today to discuss, blah, 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 the future or whatever. And they must have,
Back to the
a whiteboard
Rockmobile.
full of one-word titled movies. Yeah.
I mean...
Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Escape 2.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Isn't he going to be in Shazam, too? Which is...
Ooh, I don't know. No, he's a Black Adam, so he's not going to be... I think people wanted him to be Shazam, but...
Isn't that a character in Shazam or something?
Yeah. He's going to be Black Adam, I think. So.
Oh, okay.
Gone Fishing. Yeah, I mean, someone needs to dive into this a little bit deeper. Someone with a little more time. Moana.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Build this freaking thing. And I want him to just come out and admit that this is the strategy.
I mean, it makes sense.
I want him to validate the theory.
G.I. Joe 2? He was in that, right? That was
G.I. Joe, but it's 3 syllables, so you're still under.
Wow. Yeah. You've cracked a code, my friend.
Yeah, listen, let's dig into this. Somebody out there in the YouTube comments, let's get into it.
You are like the living personification of Osmo. You're just able to generate all sorts of movie ideas.
Well, I can't come up with the Rock movie ideas.
Yeah.
But it is funny that he has a style of film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not unlike adult actresses who specialize in things. He really doesn't have any sort of range outside of kind of a focus, if you will.
Okay, yeah.
He's either jumping out of burning buildings or running through a jungle.
Yeah.
Or jumping out of burning jungle buildings.
I mean, I guess, see, it's interesting because he's one of the few guys. I was about to say, I don't want to see a movie where The Rock's not doing that, but actually, the few times he's done that, he's actually has enough charisma to pull that off. Because, if you take a Van Damme, even though Van Damme's great and everything like that, I feel like many of our muscly boned action heroes have learned to actually get some charisma over the years or whatever.
And you're using Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme is who you're going to lead off this?
No, I'm saying compared to Van Damme. Back 20 years ago, and Schwarzenegger even, he's got a lot of charisma, but the speaking's not his strong suit. But The Rock, he's kind of eloquent sometimes if he needs to be, and he's seems self-aware of his own image and knows how to have fun with that. So that's usually a pretty, good way of doing it. But yeah, okay, so I'm looking at his IMDb, and you're totally right. It's all seems to be no more than 2 words. The Rundown, Walking Tall, Be Cool, Doom, all.
I tell you, dude, there is something to this.
Be careful, man. The Rock's going to show up at your door tomorrow and have to silence you or something like that. Cause
come on down, dude. I'm sure I'll get a letter first or something. Yeah, no, exactly. I'll crack the code.
Crack the code.
Right.
He's going to send Vin Diesel and all the rest of the
oh, God.
dominant
I would love
gang.
to. Oh, God. 9 fingers and all. My elbows trash. I would love to wrestle Vin Diesel.
Oh my God, I'm sure you could kick his ass.
Bring him on.
There's no one I want to see get punched in the face more than Vin Diesel. I'm
not gonna punch him. I'm just gonna tackle him and take him down.
Yeah.
So the only event. Yeah, I mean, and for people who don't know, I've talked about it for years. But I got to I wrestled. I grappled with Dave Bautista once, like 10 years ago.
Oh really?
You know what
I didn't hear this. Or maybe
really?
I did, but I didn't
this
know
is
who
like,
Dave
I don't know,
Bautista
like 2008.
was.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was just getting into jiu-jitsu, and he just came into the gym. He was friends with the guy who owned the place, or a friend of a friend, something like that, and he was just like giant hulking Dave Bautista, you know what I mean? He was still like in the WWE or WWF or whatever the hell it's called, and nicest guy in the world, but I was like, damn, dude, every time I see Dave Bautista just throwing, a freaking replicant baby gauze through a wall, I'm like, yeah, dude, you're telling me. How that goes, bro. And it's like, there's no other good way to put it. He's the strongest person I've ever touched. Does that sound bad? You know what I mean?
I mean, you gotta touch people when you wrestle them. So.
Yeah, I've touched a lot of people, and he's the strongest, I think. You know what I mean? Just
crazy.
Like his biceps were like torn apart or something weird, where
weird.
they had insane scars, like he had ruptured them or something,
like from
horrible.
too much working out or something.
Something, right? Yeah. And they were fine or something, but I was like, ew. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah. Imagine wrestling Drax the Destroyer, basically. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, man. Few people can say that they wrestled Drax and lived. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. He didn't tap me out. I didn't get him. I was just too damn. I don't know.
Was he?
Time I was probably.
Was he like super tall or anything like that?
No, I mean, he's tall. I don't know how tall he is, but he's good and big. You know what I mean? So yeah, bigger than me.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
So, yeah,
but yeah, that's always seems to be the way. It's like the guys that can kick your ass 15 ways to Sunday are the ones that like are the nicest ones because they don't have anything they got to prove.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny? Last week, who walks into the gym but Zach Morris himself?
Oh no shit, really?
John Paul Golliser, I think is his name in real life.
No kidding.
I'll call him Zach to the day I die.
Yeah, I think everyone will call him Zach to the day he dies.
Yeah, sorry, homie.
Oh, man.
Yeah, comes in the gym, hang out. Yeah, I just want to come in, look at the place, whatever. Hey, get on the mat, bruh.
Were you like, it's all right? Na, 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 na.
You can walk around. Yeah, where's Lisa Turtle, homie?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was fine. He was nice. He's like, yeah, I train in Atlanta, I do some filming down there. I'm like, all right.
Cool.
All right, dude. Hop on. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to get choked or armbarred by freaking Zach Morris.
I was going to say.
You want to see me go nuts? Let's get nuts.
This is so much easier with Screech.
Yeah, get Screech out here.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
I'll take a beating at the hands of Zach Morris. Screech, not so much.
Yeah, Screech, didn't he, is he still doing prison time, or is he out of that?
I don't even know. Yeah. Ugh, God. Well, I think that's as good a place to wrap it up as any. Yep. Screech in prison, and
we hit rock bottom when we're starting to talk about Screech. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, the wheels really fell off, so... thank you guys so much for listening to us ramble and complain, and hopefully you guys will go see probably the better of the two films that we discussed here today, and... I'm scratching my head trying to think of the title. Thank you for...
sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you. I want to say thank you for listening.
It sounds like
no.
It sounds like thank you for smoking, kind of. It's like that sort of...
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Way too many words for The Rock.
Yeah. You are not sticking to the Rock model. The Rock model is clearly success.
Yeah.
No more than 3 syllables.
2 words or less, no more than 5. I think that's the law.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. So if you guys enjoy the ramblings of these two demented people like myself, listen to us every once in a while, but make sure you listen to Nick. Nick really, he's out there just doing God's work. He's doing, he's watching a horrible show on HBO called Succession.
Oh God!
He's trying to do recaps.
That?
Well, I think he's giving up. I think he said he wouldn't give up, but I think he's finally kind of at a breaking point with it.
Oh man, the trailer made me want to fall asleep.
So he's gonna try to do some different things. I think he's got a Glow review coming up.
Cool.
I think he's gonna do what is Amy Adams' show? Broken Pieces.
Sharp Objects.
Sharp Objects. So he's gonna do some recaps for that. He's gonna just try to tackle some more different shows. We're just in a little bit of we got no Game of Thrones, we've got no Westworld, we've kind of got
summer
none
lull,
of these.
Man.
We're just kind of in this well, what else we got going on? You know what I mean? So keep an eye out for Nick's stuff. Nick is he's doing good work, and he actually creates product that is digestible instead of 90-minute rants like we do. So. Yeah, so Nick will give you some great bite-sized content that you can enjoy, and it pairs nicely with our long-form rants about nonsense. Please give us a like, hit subscribe, give us a listen, share, ingest us into your soul. Yes. Spread us around on Facebook. Use that viral, horrible platform to the best of it. You know what I mean? So take Zuckerberg for all he's worth.
Yeah.
And bother your friends. I know you hate everyone on Facebook, so go ahead and slam that YouTube link in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do it out of spite.
Yeah. Your friends don't want to listen to us. Let's hammer that home.
Yeah.
You should keep listening to us and keep subscribing and all that good stuff. So find us on thedisorderly.com. I create a kind of a morning column. It's kind of been what I've been doing for the last couple of years in different things, different sports, different things like that. So I try to give you all the newest trailers from the day before, the top stories from the day before, the best videos that I can scour the YouTubes and Vimeos for, the best tweets and Instagram posts that I can kind of find from the day before, funny stuff, podcasts, all kinds of good stuff. So you want news, you want trailers, you want videos, you want tweets. It's all in the spotlight Monday through Friday. Try to get it out at around 8 a.m. Eastern time. So give that a check out. And it just kind of has everything you need. And one of our good friends, Mike, I don't want to say his last name, Blows. He's a big shot lawyer, big friend of ours. But he has claimed that he has replaced Reddit with the spotlight. So he doesn't even go on Reddit any longer to find news. He just literally clicks the spotlight and stays abreast of all the daily nonsense. So, high praise from a man who doesn't give out compliments.
Yeah, Mike is not what you'd call an easy customer. So that's high praise. Yeah,
he's about as ruthless as they come, and doesn't ever really compliment even his dearest friends about almost anything. So if you can wrestle a compliment out of his cold heart, that's the kind of endorsement that I can gladly pass along to you folks. So yeah, check out the spotlight. What else we got? We got trailer trash. If you love just horrible crap, I watch every single movie trailer that's ever produced. Just about. I watch like 10 trailers a day. And you'll see a few of them in the spotlight because they're good. Or they're like a big kind of like big thing, and I feel like you should, even if it's horrible, like you should be aware of it. But what I do is every weekend I create a post called Trailer Trash, and it's all the worst trailers of the week. So it's really something I'm proud of. You know what I mean? It's just the absolute garbage, the dredges of YouTube, and that's kind of it. You know what I mean? So we've got a bunch of different content, daily content, weekly content, monthly content, all kinds of good stuff. So check it out.
We got your content here. We got prizes. We got
exactly. So yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.